Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans. This is Will Sutton. Yes, I am back. I'm back. And guess what? The Lord blessed me with yet another day. I am so happy to be here, back with our WBOK family of listeners. It is 7:02 a.m. I don't take it for granted that I'm here. I'm thank you, Lord, that you blessed me with this additional day. And I am thrilled to be here at WBOK. Let's see, we got through Monday, Tuesday, and today is Wednesday. Hump Day! And I've got a special host with me today.
No.
Oh, yeah. You know, for those of you who are live streaming on Facebook Live or YouTube, you may have taken a glance as opposed to listening already. But those of you all who are doing the AM thing on WBOK 1230 AM or on the WBOK website for the live stream, you don't see who's in today yet. Well, let me just tell you, he is an esteemed gentleman. He is a faithful Catholic. He is a graduate of St. Aug. Of course, you know we got St. Aug all up in WBOK.
What does Eugene Green say? I see purple everywhere.
He is a former New Orleans anchor, former WBOK news director, and I could go on, but I'll stop there. That narrows it pretty much. Welcome, Warren Bell.
Good morning, Will Sutton. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Nice to be back.
Yeah.
Been a while. Been a little while.
But you always out there have been a part of this community for decades.
Yeah.
In various roles. And
Half a century
places.
Doesn't cover it anymore.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow. Scary.
Well, I am so delighted that you said yes.
Thanks for asking.
When I asked whether you would come in and join me, and I'm looking forward to this show.
You just got back from traveling yourself, so we're both flying semi-blind.
Yeah, right.
I showed up. I said, oh, boy, no one's opening the door yet. And then your producer, Jared, came through, and I said, okay, I'm in good hands now.
Yeah,
I'm in good hands.
Absolutely. Well, coming in today, folks, we experienced the weather before many of you, so if you're still inside getting yourself together, wondering what it's like out there, it is 83 degrees right now, partly cloudy, a little bit of sun out there, and it's going to be like that for the next hour or so. But at 9 a.m., the sun is going to disappear pretty much.
We have some rain prospects today,
We got some rain.
Yep.
We got some rain prospects in the afternoon. So we're going to be bouncing up from 83, 85, 88, 89, 90.
Yeah, I was going to say,
into the 90s.
Isn't it lovely to have all that humidity from the rainfall and a 90-degree temperature? That's going to be so much fun.
Yep. So I'll
so glad I used my Mitchum early this morning.
Me too.
I heard a stat. You know, I get up early anyway, Will, whether I have to do this or not. And right. I think around 5:30, I heard one of the meteorologists saying, we have at least passed a milestone. The last week of July and the first 2 weeks of August are always the hottest, statistically, months of the year. We just got past the second week of August. So it's going to be a gradual thing, but ultimately we're going to start to say, wait, fall's almost here. It ain't here yet, folks. That's for sure.
Well, my wife and I took a trip to Atlanta for the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. And from there, we went to Sandestin for our church marriage retreat. And from there, we just stayed there and spent another couple of days.
Good for you.
And all of that to say that just yesterday morning, we went to a restaurant called First Watch, and they introduced their fall menu.
Interesting. Clearly not in Louisiana.
Their fall
menu. Okay.
On August 18th.
I'll be darned. I'll be darned. No, we don't think of that as fall here yet because we're still hitting the 90s every day.
Hey, we still in hurricane season.
Yeah,
we didn't get out of hurricane season until November.
I had my room reserved for NABJ, and then my grandchildren in California and their parents decided to take us up on the offer to come spend some time with us. My son, because my granddaughter had something to do on stage, she's already into the stage and theater stuff.
Very nice. I love it.
Her next role, she's going to play a boy, and that's by design. She wants to. She's really into it. But in any event,
cool.
Son-in-law arrived with the two boys from California way back 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Then my daughter and her daughter arrived. We had all 5 grandkids. We have 3 in California, 2 here. Yep. Imagine over 11 days with all 5 of them together pretty much every day. I was exhausted. I'm still exhausted, but I'm glad they're back in school. But I'm so ecstatic that we got to spend that much time because you know already, Papa Will, nothing quite as special as holding the grandbaby in your arms or just watching them become human beings. It's amazing.
Absolutely it is. And, going these different places, we had an opportunity to see friends that we see on a somewhat regular basis here in New Orleans.
Cool.
We had an opportunity to see some friends that we connect with at NABJ. You know what that's like. You're not going to see them. If you're there, then you're like, oh, hey. And you know you're not going to see them for at least another year.
Exactly.
And then 2 or 3 if you don't go to the convention.
In my case, it's been 3 years.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Houston next year is the convention site. Yep. I think I'll drive over for that.
Yep.
That was the plan this year. But again, grandbabies trump seeing my NABJ colleagues.
So love to see these friends. I can't tell you. I could tell you if I started to count. But it's less than 10, maybe closer to 5, 6. It's like, we have to do better than this. Let's make sure we see each other more, at least in the next 2 years, in the next one. And immediately I start thinking, where's the grandbaby going to fit in there?
Exactly. No.
I'm sorry. Things have changed.
They changed your prioritization rules altogether. And it's just true. It's just true. We got to Destin, too, with all 5.
Oh, yeah.
We were lucky to use timeshare points to get 3 rooms. Not 2 of them adjoining and 1 not so far away. So that's where Papa and Bibi stayed, always available to do whatever the heck those children and our daughters wanted.
Wow.
But it's a blessing. It really is. Wow. Fall is here. Had to get back to work.
Yeah.
Work includes St. Aug these days, Purple Night.
I heard that.
I'm working on something. We're not gonna talk about it just yet, but any Purple Knights out there who haven't heard about the big event in November, the Jubilee, you may already be too late because those tickets sold faster than anything.
They're all gone?
You better check, Will.
Oh, man.
I want to say the 1,200 was the max. They were at 800 2 weeks ago, 3 days after announcing it. So the alums jumped on that opportunity in November for the 75th anniversary Jubilee celebration of a high school that started on London Avenue with the premise that you could train young black men in a Christian-based education and prepare them to go on and take over the world in every category of competitive, of advancement, etc. And I don't like to always talk like a crazy brainwashed St. Aug Purple Knight, but sometimes you just gotta.
Well,
so we'll be working on a video to celebrate that as part of that celebration in November of St. Aug's 75th anniversary.
Well, that's fantastic.
And I'm thrilled. I'm intimidated. I'm scared. I started working on the actual script yesterday and need to confer with some of the pros out here to say, okay, now help me with some ideas. This has to be special. It really does. You know how that legacy thing works, right? That's got to be part of my legacy.
Well, it's going to be special even if it doesn't meet your expectations because it's St. Aug.
It's St. Aug.
And it's a gala.
Yeah, man.
And the general expectations for how that event goes because it's so wonderful every year. But extra special attention this year.
Interesting things you learn as you start to read the history. You know, the Josephite priests first raised the issue of the need for a black Catholic boys' high school in 1943. That's before World War II ended. But it took the Archdiocese 8 more years to say, okay. And you know why? Unfortunately, like so many stories in New Orleans, because they didn't want to have to force the issue of opening up the white boys' high schools in New Orleans already, the St. Aloysius, the Jesuit, the Holy Cross. And so they built St. Aug. Next interesting factoid, as someone would say. They decided to build 3 schools then in 1950. St. Aug and 2 others who would be high schools, but they made it clear 2 would be for white students. The high school for black students on London Avenue, which is what the street was called at the time, would be for black students. Then they allocated funds to build the schools, $400,000 for the other 2 schools each, and $250,000 for St. Aug. St. Aug still open. St. Aug still got built to the tune of about $390,000. And I'm not fuzzy on that part of the history, but I think over time the Archdiocese forced them to pay it all back. And the Archdiocese also said, we're going to let you Josephites run that school, but you got to give us $100,000. It was almost like a Trump deal. You line our pockets and then we'll do business with you. But the end result was that school opened in 1951. Its first graduates finished 4 years later. And, of course, St. Aug is still St. Aug when it comes to the Purple Nation and the influence that we have been blessed to be part of as we help shape or reshape the New Orleans landscape. Yeah. You know, well, we didn't get to – I remember going to speech tournaments my first years at St. Aug where we only competed with black kids. And then in 67, we got to compete in the Catholic high school speech tournament. We were – when I tell you we were the raisins in the sun, we were the only black kids there, a handful of us from St. Aug, in speech events, et cetera. And then we won several of the events, and I had one person who went on to become prominent told me years later, I remember you, and I remember we were all so shocked that you guys showed up. But that we were part of the shock troopers. The Josephites understood that they had to send us out to prove their contention that black boys were just as smart as the boys going to Jesuit, Holy Cross, et cetera, and that we could achieve. And 75 years later, I think their premise has been carried out. And I didn't mean to get on and on about a long St. Aug speech, but I know we're both getting back. You're getting back after a long week.
Hey, this is a long week. Good update for me. And we have lots of Purple listening.
Yeah, well.
And other folks from other high schools
and
always want to know what St. Aug is doing.
Yeah.
Whether they want to know it for fellowship.
I don't think it's a hate thing. I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's not about hate I remember that period also. Look, I remember when St. Aug students went out to protest the Zulu parade because it was a little too much step and fetch it was the attitude back then. It was a very militant time period. I also remember standing out there cheering when St. Aug was the first black school ever in the Rex Parade. Yep. So talk about having seen many things transpire over these years. St. Aug and I both were born in 1951, so do the math. At 75, I see things differently, hopefully with a little bit softer perspective than I used to. Still got a little militant in me, but, that just comes with the territory. Yeah. But it is a pleasure to be here, and I'm glad I got a chance to talk about that because St. Aug, is in itself a phenomenon. We're working on a 5-minute, what I call a teaser piece or a sizzle piece for November. But my dream is if we could to do a half-hour documentary next year telling the real or the complete story of St. Aug and what it meant not just to high school athletics or high school competition, but what it meant to our society in general, not just New Orleans, but the world.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to hear that because I
get your tickets, man. Get your tickets.
Yeah.
You know who to call.
Yeah.
You know who you. In fact, by now you better call that man.
Yeah,
AT.
Right. Yep.
I'll just say AT.
Well, let's just put it this way: that I was going to put it on my to-do list as you were talking. No longer is the after the show sometime today. I'm going to send a text while we're on the air
to those initials I mentioned.
Yeah.
Please.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's want to be there.
sold out. I want to say they went from 0 ticket sales to 800 out of 1,000 or so in less than 3 or 4 days. It was shocking.
That's man.
And then they offered a discount. So, all us tightwads, I said, I'm getting mine now.
Yeah, right. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I went to NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, in Atlanta, and it was a tremendous turnout. We hadn't been in Atlanta probably in about 20 years or so.
I remember. I was there for the last time.
Yeah, and saw a lot of friends and people who aren't friends, but from New Orleans, saw our friend Sharice Gibson.
Yep.
Formerly of WWL.
That was a great segment you all did with Sharice. I guess a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me as part of that.
Absolutely, and so she was there, and she wasn't
Sabrina
there.
Wilson was there.
And Sharice wasn't just there; she was convention co-chair.
Amen.
So she was working the convention
awesome.
a little differently.
When I met her almost 8 years ago, she was visiting to attend the IRE, I believe, the investigative journalists group, and she was pointed out to me, and I said, okay. And then they said, well, she's really big into the local NABJ work, and she has been a leader in hers. So I said, look, please give this old man a moment of your time. And I begged her, I said, please do what you can to strengthen and resurrect the New Orleans Association chapter of the Black Journalist Group. And she's done a wonderful job. I am so appreciative of what she did. I have a soft spot in my heart for NABJ local chapter because we were in the group that first started that chapter a long time ago, back in the 90s. Yeah. And here we are now. Thank you, Sharice. I'm not sure if you've moved on already, but if your parents are listening, I know you're a proud daddy, Mr. Gibbs. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you were saying that Sabrina was there?
I saw Sabrina post a photo. She's always there. Look, there's Sharice right there.
Yeah.
You pulled her up for something, right?
Well, Jared did.
Okay. Thank you, Jared.
Yep. So, and we also had our very own Graylin Banks.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm walking through the convention on one place to another. And, you walk through, and it's not like it's so crowded unless you're trying to get into a room.
Yeah.
But there are people there. It's enough space. But occasionally you're in this group or that group, and then somebody slides up next to me, and I can tell it was a brother. And it's like, Graylin!
Yes, you did. So was he there working with a client or just attending?
As an attendee,
awesome.
as a participant.
I'll be darned.
During the convention, seeing some friends.
Good for him.
Learning some things, as we all do when we go there. So that was very nice to see him there. Greg Lee.
Of course, Greg was there.
Is stepping up to be president of the New Orleans Association of Black Journalists.
So that has been resolved. I was wondering. I was concerned.
Interim.
Okay, well, yeah.
Interim.
Hopefully it doesn't last 5 years for Greg, for Greg's sake.
Yep. And
man, I remember meeting Greg Lee right here, literally in this building,
right,
all those years ago when he was a student leader here at Xavier University, which is where the WBOK studios are. And look at, I want to say that's been maybe 15, 20, well, maybe 20 years by now. Yeah. Greg Lee ain't no spring chicken either anymore.
And I also had the opportunity to be in a unplanned conversation with a New Orleans native, former ambassador, former mayor of Atlanta, Andy Young. And so
it's amazing he's still around and still coherent and cogent.
He is getting around these days in a wheelchair. He can do some of it on his own.
I'll take a wheelchair.
Then he needs someone else to assist him. And he's Andy Young.
That's right.
So whether walking or rolling every few feet,
he's walking history.
It's like, Andy Young.
Yeah.
Can I take a picture?
Oh, yeah.
Andy Young. Do you remember when I saw you at Andy Young? It's like,
and of course, he was gracious and said, "Of course I do."
Absolutely, yeah. But I really enjoyed his conversation with the NABJ Board of Directors and some of us presidents and other members who were attending. And it wasn't a scheduled session that would be on the program. And it was wonderful to hear from him talking about a bit about world affairs.
From the heart, not planned, not carefully constructed to make sure and not hurt
any.
it. Yeah.
As he said, I'm old enough now and I've done some things that I don't need to worry about offending anybody.
Gee, I think I've said that a few times, and then I go ahead and offend everybody.
Yep. And saw some other folks. I saw Sarah and I spent, it wasn't a long time, a few minutes with one Martin Luther King III.
Yes, indeed.
At the opening reception of the event, and that was the chapter event, which was at the Civil Rights Museum, and that was wonderful to see him, even just for a few minutes, and
of course.
Just thanking him for his work and his dad's work and the family's work, and that was great. That was great, and then lobbying at NABJ. You can spend quite a time just moving through the lobby before you check in, after you check in, throughout the week.
When you said lobbying, I said, "What's he talking about lobbying?" And I said, "Oh, that's I've heard that term." Yeah.
Yep. So you don't know who you're gonna run into, and
I remember
I was at the front desk, and there was no line. And NABJ was kind of moving in and around.
You were there early if there was no line.
Early.
Yeah, you checked in early.
Yeah. So then, off to the right, I see this guy, and I'm like, "Huh?" It was Spike Lee.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
So, it was like Spike Lee. Now, because I wasn't the only one to recognize him.
I was going to say he got swarmed.
A few people moving over there. And, of course, what did some of them say? I'm a Knicks fan.
Well, okay.
I'm a Knicks fan. I didn't lie. I'm not a Knicks fan. But I'm really happy for him. And
there you are with Spike.
Take a pic with me. So I don't know when I'll see Spike again.
Can our viewers actually see these photos?
Those who are on streaming can see those.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
good work, Jared. y'all moving on up here at WBOK, the online version.
Yep. So that was very nice. So it was good, and we're going to have a good show today. But one of the things I want to do is the state of the Democratic Party came up a number of times.
Sure.
And in different sessions. Different people were talking about that, including Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader of the Democrats in the House, Nicole Hannah-Jones, and Andy Young. So I hope we can get to that today, and if not, maybe tomorrow. But
you have some sound bites from them discussing that. It's a complicated subject.
Yes,
it really is.
It is. And I think you'll hear that from some of
them.
Great. Yeah. So we'll do that.
A little medley?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And look, we've got a great show ahead. We got Birth Justice and Breastfeeding Awareness Month. That's going to be coming up with us. And we have Jefferson Parish Council member Byron Lee. He's got some news to bring us about how Jefferson Parish is dealing with the heat. And we're going to have folks from the New Orleans Health Department with us today as well. Also, similar issue. And we'll try to fit in some of that Democratic Socialist comments along the way as well. All right, so it's 7:25. Warren and I get together. We can't stop talking. It's kind of hard, but it's a radio station, Warren. So you've
come a long way, baby, now that you've become a radio person.
You know what? We have to take a break. Otherwise, you know who will be calling and saying.
I knew a different Will Sutton for decades, yes. And now he's a broadcaster.
It is 7:26 a.m., and we certainly want to hear from you for Warren Bell. What is that talk line number?
504-582-9422.
give us a ring sometime during the show. Give our subject a chance to have their say, and you can tune in along the way. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
I'm Elizabeth Kubel with your Wednesday headlines for you. Happening today, family and friends will gather in Belle Chase to remember the teen who died this weekend after falling from the blighted Plaza Tower. 17-year-old Jacques St. Anne was a student at Belle Chase High School and was set to graduate this year. The school said he was an outstanding student and an exceptional person who made a lasting impact on those around him. The memorial will take place tonight at 7 on the football field at Belle Chase High School. This morning, water has been restored on St. Philip Street from Bourbon to Decatur. The Sewage and Water Board performed a closure overnight that disrupted water service in parts of the French Quarter. So if you live or work in that area, just make sure that you run your faucets for 5 minutes to flush out the lines before using it. And today we are set to learn who will be performing at the Gretna Festin concert series. The concert series will be held each Saturday in the fall, starting on Saturday, October 3rd, and running through Saturday, October 24th. The musical acts will be revealed during a news conference at 10 a.m. And that is a look for you at your Wednesday morning.
Hey, everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday is Movie Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to
all day long.
I'm Angelica Harris, a proud New Orleans native and founder of Top Tutors for Us. In high school, I raised my ACT score from a 60 to a 32 and earned more than $1.5 million in scholarship offers. Now, our award-winning platform connects Black students with tutors who look like them, from leading universities like Xavier and Tulane. Your child can achieve that same success. Visit TopTutorsForUs.com and follow Top Tutors for Us on social media. Built for our students by us.
Step back into time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling the stories of the American experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. Go to nationalww2museum.org and plan your visit today.
This summer, the place to be is downtown. From incredible restaurants and shopping to retail, wellness, and so much more. Enjoy special offers and discounts from participating downtown businesses all season long. Brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Whether it's after work, date night, or weekend fun, there's always something happening downtown. Plan your next outing at participating locations like Coppervine, Mothers, the Audubon Aquarium, and Riverwalk Outlets. Visit downtownnola.com. Summer starts here.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of wills, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Today's a WDSU First Warning Weather Impact Day. Heat advisory in effect. Highs reach 93 to 98 degrees, feeling like 110 to 112. There's also a chance for scattered afternoon storms that could produce strong winds, heavy downpours, and frequent lightning. Storms end before tonight with lows 75 to 80 degrees. More heat and storms Thursday with highs 95 to 99. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with none other than Warren Bell.
Good morning.
Some bell for Bell.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, folks, it's 7:34. If you got somewhere to be at 7:35, you got 1 minute, so I hope you're in the bed and sliding over to the slide. If you have a job like that, pulling out that laptop, firing it up, letting the boss know that you are at work. And, of course, we got lots of kids going back to school, already in school. Some been in school for a week or two. So watch out for our babies and kiddos as you drive out there generally, but particularly around the schools and the school zones. Just remember, it's not 25 miles per hour, 35, or officer hours slowing down for 45.
Uh-huh.
It's 20 miles per hour.
And if it's 22, you're going to still get that notice in the mail.
They will get you. So look, one of the things that was a recurring theme at the National Association of Black Journalists,
NABJ,
yep, was the conversation about the Republicans and MAGA and the Democrats and the Democratic Socialists of America. We can talk about some of those other things at a point, but I found it particularly interesting for some of the folks who addressed this issue, what they had to say. So I want to share with you some of what I heard at the NABJ convention. And so first up, we're going to hear from the Democratic Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, being interviewed by Editor-at-Large of the 19th, Erin Haynes, who is president of the National Association of Black Journalists. And she asked him about the DSA and what that means and looks like in the Democratic Party.
I think that we have to end Citizens United. And one of the things, there's been a series of Supreme Court decisions that have eroded democracy in America. Ending Citizens United was perhaps the first. That came in 2010. Then in 2013, we had the Supreme Court in the Shelby counter case decimate Section clear and that there's nothing to prohibit it in the Constitution. And then you had, I think, the final devastating two decisions, most recently by the Supreme Court, which is one, of course, completely gutting the Voting Rights Act of 1965 in the most recent Calais decision. And then the decision that I think has unleashed this unprecedented corruption on the country is in the Trump v. United States case, where they gave the president basically complete immunity as if he was a king. So you have a series of systematic decisions going over the last 15 plus years that have really decimated sort of our democratic fabric, and we've got to unravel all of it. But Citizens United, I think, was the first, and we support full repeal of Citizens United. You can only bring that about in two different ways, either a constitutional amendment or a change in the Supreme Court. I think we're open to aggressively pursuing both.
Okay. Warren Bell, you've been at this a long time. Did he answer the question?
No. No. He's in a tough spot, though.
I understand that.
You know, for me, mainstream media, including our own, loves to fall into a pattern. And so it's very au courant, very, very contemporary right now to dwell on that. But to me, that's a trick bag. There is nothing wrong with wanting health care for everyone. There's nothing wrong with identifying that the rich keep getting richer while poor folks are getting almost nothing out of the American experience. And so we have these clever, and, you know, the Republicans have always been clever at how they construct a scenario for you to respond in a way they want you to. But this notion that suddenly all these people who are advocating the same things that I read about a guy named Eugene V. Debs advocating for Americans way back when, over a century ago, because America, unfortunately, has always been a land of opportunity, but the best opportunities have always gone to the super rich, and we're seeing all of this play out all over again. And so I hear Hakeem struggling to try to answer without sounding too committal, but at the end of the day, what the heck is wrong with these people who are advocating for a return, at least to a philosophy that America is supposed to benefit all of us?
Well,
you know,
Erin Haynes didn't let it go.
Good.
So she
follow up
said, "I want to stick with this issue," which is not what he was talking about, but the Democratic Socialists
he
of America.
derailed the question. Yeah.
Right. She said she wanted to stick with the issue of the Democratic Socialists of America and the progressives in the party, and so this was his second crack at it.
Okay.
I think that we have to end Citizens United. And
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. So
that's certainly a conversation that we're going to have about what's the appropriate way to bring to life, I think, some principles that pretty much everybody within the House Democratic Caucus, and I think America agrees with. The way I would articulate it is like this. One, we believe in a safe and secure Israel, right? Or Israel's right to exist as a Jewish and democratic state. We also believe in an independent Palestinian state that for far too long has been denied, and that should be able to provide dignity and self-determination for the Palestinian people. And then the question becomes, how do you bring those two principles to life in a part of the world that has been contested for thousands of years? And I think what is clear in terms of what needs to be done is that, one, you've got to reconstruct Gaza. You've got to allow new Palestinian leadership to emerge. Hamas has got to be out. You've got to figure out how you can economically invest in Gaza and the West Bank, in ways that allow the Palestinian community to thrive on a pathway toward a independent state. And then you got to figure out, how to make sure that people who've been breaking the law, U.S. law, are held accountable. And certainly that's the case with respect to settler violence in the West Bank that's out of control.
okay. So
and Aaron's still asking him questions, right?
So that
close,
was
but still not a hot dog.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not quite answered.
But he focused on one of the central arguments of most, not all, but most democratic socialists, which is we need to cut off Israel altogether. That is just a fundamental thing that with everything that's happened, they have shown that they don't really want two states, that they don't really respect the right of Palestinians to have an independent state, that they don't think it's wrong to inhabit these areas that where Israelis and others have moved into Palestinian land.
And attacking those settlers who've been there for centuries, of course.
And therefore, the big organizations like AIPAC, which is a Jewish Israel support organization, should not be funding campaigns of politicians to make sure that Israel is supported and Israel policies are supported. So I found his response interesting in that context. And also at the NABJ, I heard Andy Young address this issue.
Yes.
And
I think I heard some of that.
Yeah. And it's interesting to hear his perspective, a man who's been in different high-profile positions, a guy who has been a stalwart of the Democratic Party. And I'm not going to play all of it, but I want you to know that before he got to this part, he said, in my heart, I'm probably a democratic socialist.
Exactly.
But then he added this.
And because almost all of the joint benches that we put out here at the airport, the partners are Jewish and black. And I think that is working for us here. And if I want to get something, and something done and don't have the money to do it, most of the time the person who's going to show up with the money is Jewish. Now, they got my name on a room in Obama's library. And the way that happened was a young man whom I met about 30 years ago, who happened to be Jewish, who happened to be very wealthy. And I didn't know any of that. I just met him. We were friends. We talked trash and had a good time. And he called and said, look, I've been asked to give a contribution to the Obama Library, but I'd rather do it in your name than in my name. I said, well, I don't know why, but help yourself. I don't have any money to give to Obama. And I said, I'd be honored if somebody gave a contribution to the president in my name. And I didn't even ask him how much. And then I found out from another friend of mine, he said, you gave so-and-so permission to give that contribution. He said, you know how much it was? I said, no. He said it was just $25 million.
Good God.
I said, damn. and I have met the fella twice. And I've talked to him on the phone to thank him since then. I mean, you don't want to turn your back on relationships like that.
Interesting.
Okay. So,
and he's right.
A personal context and
it's the dilemma they face
for Atlanta.
Face. Yep.
How can we turn our backs on them now with everything that they have done for us and done for others to improve our communities, to be a part of the civil rights era and all. Look, we're going to take a break because it's that time. And I'm so happy to have my brother Warren Bell
Gotta
here.
pay those bills, man.
Gotta pay those bills.
Bring that
Gotta
music
pay
in,
that
Jared.
bill.
Come on.
And
Boom,
what
boom,
we're gonna do?
boom.
So when we come back from the break, we're gonna get a take on the Democratic Socialists of America and progressives speaking out more and winning some elections these days. And this is gonna come
Pay
from
attention.
a different point of view from Nicole Hannah Jones. Yeah. So
Feisty Nicole Hannah Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll want to hear that. It's 7:47 a.m. And of course, we love to hear from our WBOK family. We know you're doing some of that by chat. And if you want to call, what's that number, Warren Bell?
504-582-9422, the talk line.
This is WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all
the
day
time.
long.
I'll learn.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another open enrollment update. Who do I have on the line today?
Hi, you're speaking with Vanessa Scott of BSG of Louisiana.
Can you tell us a little bit about what is open enrollment?
The open enrollment period is for Medicare members that want to change from one plan to another.
Why is open enrollment so important?
Because a lot of people missed out on the annual enrollment period. So they need to have a one-on-one review.
And if you have questions or concerns about your Medicare plans, what should you do?
You just pick up the phone, call 504-621-3687. We even come out to your house. Zero cost to them.
Get with BSG of Louisiana for your Medicare review.
For church groups, senior communities, or disability organizations, call 504-621-3687.
We are an independent insurance agency providing information about Medicare-related insurance plans. We are not connected or endorsed by Medicare or the U.S. government.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton.
And
Here
I'm
with
Warren
none
Bell.
Other than Warren
Junior.
Bell.
You know what it's like to be a junior, right?
Absolutely.
A proud junior.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I said I was going to ask you this an hour ago. How's Dad?
Doing great. 95 and a half.
Amazing.
Wakes up every day. Does his own grooming.
Amen. That's that's so important to a man.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah. Needs some help getting out of bed. Once
It's
he's
okay.
on that walker, he's on a roll.
Mr. Sutton.
Going on to
Still talking
get his
smack, huh?
breakfast.
Still-
He will tell you what he doesn't like.
Oh, I know he will. I've been around him
and he
quite a
will,
bit.
and he will talk to CNN and MS Now and say that's ridiculous.
Oh, while he's watching, huh? Yep.
Yeah. He's
I'm on the way.
yeah, right. But he loves to say, "I'm waking up every day without the pain of so many other old people have." So he does not have pain.
Good for him.
He just doesn't have the
that's nice.
mobility of his legs as he once did. So
good for him.
But he's doing well with the other parts of what he does have. Brother is still going.
Big
Still
bad Mr. Sutton.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
look, I told you before the break that we would hear from now legendary, still young but legendary, Nicole Hannah Jones, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist at the New York Times Magazine, the creator of the 1619 Project.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole addressed the Democratic Socialists of America in the Democratic Party and progressives and progressivism in this way.
For the abolition of slavery, not for gradual emancipation, not for trying to appease the other side, not for trying to make friends with people who thought that slavery should continue. They pressed very hard for full equality, to punish the insurrectionists, and for complete liberation of enslaved people. We don't consider that a radical position now. Right now we consider that to be the position the nation should have had. So it's not new that we see this war between kind of the status quo of the party that wants to appease, that wants to maintain power, and those who really see a radical liberatory view for the nation. So I think we should just all look at efforts to suppress what is being treated as radical positions of the Democratic Party as also historical, as something that we have continuously seen, and that years from now we may very well see folks who are now embracing those once radical views, right? Like if I didn't think I had a lot to say, but I do. If you truly want to see transformation, transformation seldom comes from the middle. It seldom comes from appealing to the middle. It comes from actually having a vision for a society that is uncomfortable for a lot of people, but having to force your people, often within your own party, to see that vision. And you have also seen, there were fights on the floor of Congress, like physical fights over the radical Republicans. Yep. Charles Sumner, right, gets beaten in the head with a cane for daring to think that black people should be free. So as we're covering this as journalists, we should understand that we also, as journalists, are creating a narrative. We're creating a narrative about this war. We're creating a narrative about who's right. We're creating a narrative about where the country should be and if the excesses of the left went too far, and so we're deserving of this correction. And so as journalists, we should be questioning the narratives that are being put out by those in power, but also the narratives that we ourselves are creating. That's all I have to say on that. Okay.
And she said it all right there at the end.
Wow.
Because to me, it's all part of a setup designed to distract, designed to sow disunity amongst those. And I'll say what I said already. What is wrong with doing something people have done for years, and that's questioning America's almost blind affiliation with the Israelis? And listen, few people I know have as many Jewish friends as I do who are African American. It's always been that way because, like Andrew Young points out, at times when I attended summer programs, even way back in high school, the kids who were most friendly with me who didn't look like me were the Jewish kids. To this day, I'm still working on efforts to enhance the conversations between the black and Jewish community. Took part in things this past year and will be taking part in others because I do believe it's important. But what's happening is it's being used cleverly because them Republicans are pretty slick when it comes to how to manipulate minds and mindsets. And it's designed to create this narrative that suddenly the things that Democrats have talked about and advocated for decades are suddenly radical and communist. Not really. Not if you actually, know your history and study things that were being said and reported on 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I'm just reminding myself, well, God, how old must I be if I remember it all like yesterday? But Nicole is absolutely right. And I do think the Democrats have to figure out a way to answer those questions without suddenly causing that dissension amongst themselves, because we're going to need every vote, or they're going to need every vote. I still try to talk like a journalist whenever I can. I'm not on MS Now, so I don't have to be a journalist who also has lots of opinions.
Yeah, right.
And I still humbly suggest that the problem we have now is that most of us don't get exposed to a lot of just plain news.
Absolutely.
We get opinion constantly pretending to be news.
Yeah.
And I still want to have faith in the American people. Despite the declines in our education system, we're not thinking to discern, or we're not being taught to discern as much. But we've got to pay attention to more things than when's the next second line schedule. I heard somebody say recently on a broadcast, great news, the second line schedules have come out. And I'm saying, why don't we have that enthusiasm when we talk about the next election cycle? Why don't we actually have more conversations, even here on radio, about what's happening? And at WBOK, it does happen, of course. But we are no longer paying attention to the world around us. We've been tricked into worrying more about social media and the next the next food festival. I don't mean to single anything out. All that stuff's important, but golly, folks, if you don't pay attention to what's happening to this world around you, what kind of world are you leaving behind for your children to navigate through? Or in my case now, my grandchildren. So what's happening with that whole Democratic socialist, I think that plays directly into the GOP's hands. Mm-hmm. And I think we do well to not fall into that trap.
Well, we only have another minute or so, Warren, but so we heard what Hakeem Jeffries said, which was, in my summation, I'm not going to answer that question directly because this is far too complicated.
Because we in a pickle.
And,
and every time we answer it, they're in trouble.
We want to have our Israeli friends and we want to have our Palestinian friends. And that's the right thing to do, but how do we navigate this? And then when we hear from Andy Young, it's like, sounds like he likes a lot of their principles, but not ready to sign on because of this anti-Israel thing. And then you have Nicole Hannah-Jones,
who says we have to confront those things.
That's right.
With honesty and some clarity and some integrity.
All right,
True fact, one of the wealthiest Jewish donors in New Orleans was approached 2 years ago and asked about supporting efforts to rejuvenate the Black Jewish Relations Committee at Dillard University. I'm not going to name no names, but his comment was real simple. Nope, I don't do that. And this was a major supporter over the years of Dillard and such efforts. Nope, I don't do that anymore because I'm upset about the way things are going. He thought that America was turning its back on Israel when Israeli settlers can still attack people indiscriminately, when this guy Netanyahu can still be there fomenting what he foments. No, I don't think so. But you see, they can't get any money for donations if those Jewish donors are upset about what's going on. It's a trick bag.
All right, it's 7:59 a.m. and we're gonna take a break, folks. This is BOK, but we do want to hear from you. We're trying to get some calls in between the things that we're doing today.
Holla at your boy.
We hope to hear from some health officials and elected officials talking about the weather. We're expecting that to happen. We'll see how that goes. Ryan, we see you on the line. We're taking a break, and we'll see what happens on the other side of the break. So hang in, and we'll see if we can make it happen then. Warren Bell, what is the talk line number for others who might call?
Well, I'm learning it, although I'm still looking up to make sure I don't get it wrong. It's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. As Democrats predict a strong midterm showing, political analysts say Texas remains a wild card. Rice pollster Mark Jones.
The story of the 2026 election will depend heavily on support for Republican candidates among Hispanic Texans.
Experts note Hispanic voters helped fuel President Trump's 2024 victory and could again play a key role in determining where Republicans can flip additional congressional seats. Authorities in Memphis are investigating after Black 6-year-old Winter Jones died when she was reportedly left on a daycare bus during extreme heat. The nonverbal autistic child was found unresponsive hours later, and multiple agencies are now reviewing how the tragedy occurred. And a federal judge has blocked the Trump administration's effort to move the FBI headquarters from Greenbelt, Maryland to Washington, D.C. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore is calling the ruling a victory for the state, saying it keeps plans for the new FBI campus in Maryland on track. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton here with Warren Bell. And before we move on to some other things in the show, I want to get to Ryan. Ryan, you have been patient, my brother, and I thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. You're on with Will Sutton and Warren Bell. What you got?
Ryan?
Okay.
I guess he finally gave up.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
well, sorry about that, Ryan. Maybe you can call back at some point, and we'll do our best to get you on. All right? All right. Right now, we're going to move into a conversation with Jefferson Parish Council Member Byron Lee. And good morning, Councilman. How are you? You're on with Will Sutton and Warren Bell.
Will and Warren, how you guys doing?
Good morning.
Fabulous. Blessed with another day, my man. Blessed with another day.
Yeah, good Lord woke me up, so no complaints.
So how's the heat in Jefferson Parish?
Oh, man. The heat is the same as it is for everyone. And, it's sometimes an untenable situation, but you deal with it. And so that's what we're doing. We're doing our very best to deal with it and support our citizenry who are in need of shelter.
Council member, I heard over the last day or so that in New Orleans there were several of the what they call cooling centers that were not operating, despite indications that they would be. What's the status in Jefferson Parish? How many centers do you have, and where are they located?
Every library in Jefferson Parish is considered a facility for people who are in need to receive some cool air. We're both on the East Bank, West Bank. We have our regional library is in Metairie, right near the mall over there. I'm sorry not to give you the name, but I'll give you the exact name. And then we have our West Bank Regional Library in Harvey off of Manhattan Boulevard. And so we have libraries, at least approximately 10 libraries throughout the parish. And they range anywhere from Gretna on the West Bank to Wagaman, and that library is on the River Road. And we also have one in Avondale, our newest library, and on the West Bank. On the East Bank, we have libraries in the Harahan area. We have them throughout Jefferson Parish, East Bank as well. The Information is available on the parish's website at jefflibraries.net. And so if anyone wants to know where to go, they can go to jeffparishlibraries.net.
So, Councilman, public libraries are a wonderful public service. I love libraries, and no matter where I have lived, I really don't get why more people don't use public libraries and appreciate what they have. It's free, and there's programming. But when you think about a public library being a cooling center, does that mean you go into a building that is air conditioned and take a seat by the computer or take one of the lounge seats or do some reading, pick up a book, do whatever you want? Or is there some other aspect to a library being a cooling center?
Well, it's everything that you just stated. It's all-encompassing. It allows for people to be able to relax in a cool environment, but also educate themselves if that's something that they're interested in. The newest library that we built in Avondale, on that corner of Highway 90 and Avondale Garden Road, is a multi-purpose library, whereas not only there at that library you have books and you have periodicals, but also it's our e-library. So if someone who was in a condition right now where it's very hot, but they still are interested in some article or some book, they'll be able to have those. If somebody orders it within hours, they'll be able to receive it. So it is our new brand of libraries where we make them even more functional and beneficial to the public. But right now, it also serves as a place where people can come in and cool down and be in a relaxed environment.
Councilman Lee, Warren Bell here. You know, one of the things I remember avidly 60 plus years ago was going down to the library, the main branch, and literally spending hours there looking for new books, reading, etc. More recently, I visited the New Orleans Main Branch Public Library, and it really reflects the things you're talking about. It's not just a place with a bunch of books anymore. And, you know, Will, I think the problem is more successful people may no longer depend on the library. You know, bushy people like us. But when you go in, I remember being struck. Every single computer terminal was being used by citizens who may not have been as successful, but I love the fact that they were there still advancing their cause, learning, whether they were looking for jobs, whether they were tweaking a resume, or just there taking advantage of all the resources that only a library can offer. It's a great thing. So I love the idea that the cooling center also provides that basic service. Council member, do you see this becoming almost you have to budget for this now with the heat conditions that we have every year?
Well, you're absolutely right, and but with technology, things become more efficient in many ways, and so my interest is, and in all my libraries, what I've tried to do and what we've done, not just tried but done, we've upgraded. We've upgraded any area that we thought was deficient and could meet the needs of the public. Matter of fact, over in the River Ridge area, I'm building a new library over there, along with the support from our library millage fund. We're building a new modern library over there. One of the things that I recognized was that in areas where I would say is maybe a little bit more depressed, or areas where investments have not come, we focus on bringing libraries there. And the one that we'll have in River Ridge is a model that follows the one that we built over in Avondale. And so it's going to serve as a resource center for people on a daily basis, whereas much like we do in Jefferson Parish at other libraries, People will be able to come there. They'll be able to have meetings there. They have access to computers and other technology. So it is a resource for all.
And what I hear you saying carefully, so you're not going to upset anybody when you say it, it seems like you're trying to make an emphasis on ensuring that those available resources are, how shall I put it, more equitably distributed to all segments of the population in Jeff Parish? Did I say that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You said it right.
I'm trying to be careful for your sake.
Well, there are things such as food deserts, right?
Yeah,
so
man.
when you see that there's a food desert, elected officials typically want to figure out a way to be able to get entrepreneur or companies to come into that market to make sure you're feeding them with groceries and sundry products and things like that. Well, it's the same with a library. If that area does not have what I think it can sustain the community, then I'm going to do something about it. And I'm not apologetic about that. It's just common sense. Help those who sometimes don't even know they need help. And so we're thinkers and we're doers. And so the libraries, the ideas of building the libraries where we have built the newest one and the next one will come is just based on good common sense.
Good for you.
Well, while you were talking, I knew you were coming on and talking about the cooling centers, and I know that that's at the various libraries, East Bank and West Bank. And I knew that Avondale was the new fancy spancy.
I'm gonna have to drive that way. Check that out.
But you know Jefferson Parish far better than I do. But Avondale is probably about 40 to 45% black. I know, and you know better than I, that people still think of Jefferson Parish as a white parish. But that's been over so long ago.
Not if you check out that annual festival that Council Member Lee has a huge role in. I'm gonna go there, Byron. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think folks realize without Byron Lee's aggressive pursuit of maintaining those funds for that festival every year, you wouldn't have all those people of color enjoying that huge space. But let me say also, I believe Byron has been instrumental in trying to push that Grill Masters cook-off coming up again. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I saw you there last year, but this year, especially after this interview, Council Member, you owe me a cigar. I remember everything. I just want to say congrats for all the stuff you do, sir. Okay.
All right. Well, I was
you.
looking at you picked up on Avondale, and just for some additional context for our listeners. Now, this isn't all of the libraries. This is just Avondale. Avondale.
Oh, I was listening to saying, wait, how many libraries do they have compared to New Orleans? And
yeah, right.
I think I'm going to be embarrassed by the answer.
Avondale Library, not elsewhere in other libraries, not elsewhere in Jefferson Parish. These are some of the programs scheduled today.
Just in one
There's
day.
an ESL class. There's a toddler story time class. There is a Facebook fundamentals class. There's a Microsoft Word class. There's a quilting class. There's a century and play for the toddlers, for the little ones. There is a movies seniors group. There's yoga by the books.
All today.
All today.
At only one
there's
location.
Creative writing. There is dominoes. There's role play. I mean, there's more. That's not the complete list. So you can
had no idea.
You can get cooled off and move from activity to activity.
Yep. Mrs. Bell has attended one of those sessions for social media and photography, and I'm saying, okay, what have you learned?
Yeah. Councilman, did you realize there was that much programming over there?
Well, I tell you what is outstanding what we do. and I'm aware, but I wasn't as acutely aware of what was going on today as you are. But I'm grateful for it.
That looks like it's a typical day.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Good work.
And I have to give some credit. Mark Spears, who was my predecessor, he had a desire to see a library go there. And so with a lot of, I would say, back and forth, I want to make sure that happened. And it is, outstanding. It's an outstanding place. And we encourage people to utilize it as much as possible because it's a real resource for so many people. And based on programming and all those type of things, it's not just a today thing, it's an everyday thing.
Awesome.
And so we're grateful for that.
So these libraries are serving as cooling centers, and that's for the normally scheduled time of operation. Is that right?
That's right. That's correct.
Okay. All right. So if you're in need of a cooler place, maybe you're in one of the homes where, for a number of financial reasons, you have one fan in your house.
Folks don't understand that's still the way folks have to live.
Yeah. And if you have one fan and you have to move it around and then you end up circulating hot air, it cools you to a bit, but it's not the same as being in an air-conditioned room or an air-conditioned building. So Councilman Lee has been with us to talk about the cooling centers at the public libraries in Jefferson Parish, and with great programming.
No doubt about it.
No charge, right, Councilman?
No charge. Free is free.
Yeah, we love free. Free and no 99.
Don't forget, council member, cigars and barbecue next month.
Hey, brother, I got you. And look, that huge free festival is starting on the 23rd of September of next month.
Okay. Busy.
So we're going to have it going on.
Yes, you do, sir.
All right.
Congrats.
Wonderful. Well, thank you once again, Councilman Jefferson Parish Councilman Byron Lee, representing his district and, frankly, all the Black Jefferson Parish.
Ooh, boy.
I said it.
I'm going to spank you. Give me your hand. Where's my ruler? This is Xavier's campus, right? Where's my ruler? Let me spank your hand.
All right. Okay.
Blessed Sacrament style.
I tell you what. You go over to Jefferson Parish and ask Black folks to name one Black elected official.
I didn't challenge the veracity of your statement.
There are others, and there are others doing good work.
Good work, Byron.
But if you ask for one name.
I already know.
Okay. Will you take it, Councilman? Okay, you're just going to laugh. Okay.
I represented everybody in my district and did something. I'll put it like that.
There you go.
All right,
there you go. You're boxing him into a corner.
Yeah. I'll just recognize the and then some. Okay.
Appreciate you, sir.
All right, Councilman Jefferson Parish, Councilman Byron Lee, thank you for the information about the cooling centers at the various Jefferson Parish libraries during this heat wave, during regular library hours. And don't forget about Avondale, the newest of the libraries, the most up-to-date, state-of-the-art.
So, Will, question, when does breakfast arrive? I wasn't certain. Just a little grits and shrimp would. Okay, never mind.
I brought my tea with me.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, Byron Lee, when you got business to take care of, we're not going to let Warren get in the way of your taking care of other business. Represent your people,
all right.
Man. All right.
All right, thank y'all.
Lord's blessings.
Right. Bye-bye,
Have a great
sir.
day. Oh, boy.
Really? No breakfast? Man, y'all need a kitchen here.
All right, so we're going to have to go to break in a minute, but when you were at the station as a reporter and then on Anchor Days, did they have breakfast every morning? Come on,
now you see you want to go there? So you have to remember how long ago I started. And back in 1975 and 76, as the midday anchor on WDSU, I got to interview people, Paul Prudhomme, Nat Burton, some of the best chefs in New Orleans.
I'm talking about food.
But they always brought food.
Okay, all right.
And true story, when Paul decided to open up K-Paul's a block away from the back door of WDSU, I would call occasionally and say, Chef Paul, are you so busy you can't fix me a little breakfast? That man would fix me grits, eggs, and smoked sausage.
All right now.
He was special, but DSU at the time actually sort of set the mold for all these other TV shows on food. There were no food cooking shows then, but we had recipes every week. In fact, several times a week. So I got a little spurled back then.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to go to break in a moment. And when we come back, we are going to, Ryan, let's see if we can get you on. Can you call right now, before we go into the next segment?
Ryan, our missing listener. All right.
Please go ahead and call so we can get you on immediately after the break before we go into the next segment. So this is a shout out and a call out for Ryan. Give us a ring. And what's that talk line number, Warren?
That's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
I'm Elizabeth Kubel with your Wednesday headlines for you. Happening today, family and friends will gather in Belle Chase to remember the teen who died this weekend after falling from the blighted Plaza Tower. 17-year-old Jacques St. Anne was a student at Belle Chase High School and was set to graduate this year. The school said he was an outstanding student and an exceptional person who made a lasting impact on those around him. The memorial will take place tonight at 7 on the football field at Belle Chase High School. This morning, water has been restored on St. Philip Street from Bourbon to Decatur. The Sewage and Water Board performed a closure overnight that disrupted water service in parts of the French Quarter. So if you live or work in that area, just make sure that you run your faucets for 5 minutes to flush out the lines before using it. And today we are set to learn who will be performing at the Gretna Festin Concert Series. The concert series will be held each Saturday in the fall, starting on Saturday, October 3rd, and running through Saturday, October 24th. The musical acts will be revealed during a news conference at 10 a.m. And that is a look for you at your Wednesday morning headlines.
My name is Shirley Simon.
I am Dr. Brenda Jackson.
Hello, my name is Linda Payson. We are all members of the NAACP New Orleans branch, and we would like to invite you to our President's Legacy Breakfast.
The President's Legacy Breakfast will be held on Saturday, August 29th, 8:30 a.m. at the Hilton Riverside Hotel.
Get your tickets today at eventbrite.com for $100 or call the NAACP at 504-434-8965.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
What if you could pull up a chair at the same table as your doctors? Join me, Kimber White Dupree, as I welcome board-certified physicians, Dr. Princess Dinner and Dr. Darlanda Reno Harris. For Table Rounds, we're bringing those meaningful medical conversations out of the hospital and into our community. Health topics that matter most, from the health disparities and menopause to mental health and much more. Table Rounds with Dr. Princess Dinner and Dr. Darlanda Reno Harris. Every fourth Monday at 10 a.m. on the front porch, because better conversations lead to better health.
This summer, the place to be is downtown. From incredible restaurants and shopping to retail, wellness, and so much more. Enjoy special offers and discounts from participating downtown businesses all season long. Brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Whether it's after work, date night, or weekend fun, there's always something happening downtown. Plan your next outing at participating locations like Coppervine, Mother's, the Audubon Aquarium, and Riverwalk Outlets. Visit downtownnola.com. Summer starts here.
New Orleans is built to host, and at the New Orleans Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center, it is where big ideas, major events, and careers come together under one roof. As the 6th largest convention center in the country with a team recognized as a national top workplace, we are proud to power the events that keep our city moving forward. Our staff of more than 450 brings nearly 3,900 years of combined experience, an average of almost 9 years each. If you're looking for a robust benefits package, career stability, and opportunity, visit mccno.com to explore open positions today.
We are the rhythm of the streets.
The flavor in every dish.
The story in every song.
We are New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation.
We help artists build the future of New Orleans.
Because when the culture thrives, our people thrive.
Every note, every brushstroke, every dish is a door opening new possibilities for those who carry our traditions forward. And when we open that door, the whole city moves forward. For New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation, culture is our open door.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Today's a WDSU First Warning Weather Impact Day. Heat advisory in effect. Highs reach 93 to 98 degrees, feeling like 110 to 112. There's also a chance for scattered afternoon storms that could produce strong winds, heavy downpours, and frequent lightning. Storms end before tonight with lows 75 to 80 degrees. More heat and storms Thursday with highs 95 to 99. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Reshaw.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK. Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It's 8:29. I'm Will Sutton with Warren Bell.
That's me.
Another bell for the Warren Bell. All right, it's 8:29. You got to be somewhere at 8:30. You got 1 minute left.
Yeah, you late.
1 minute, and well, you might not be late.
Well, of course, they could have headphones and be listening on.
If you're in the bed and you can swing over to the side, you got the laptop right there. You fire it up. Let the
Oh,
boss
that
know,
kind of work.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm at work. Or if you're doing that hard hat kind of job, you've been in the car getting another snooze, you're already parked, got that air conditioning going because you're about to get out of the heat, you can just open that door, close that door, walk on over, and you're on time. However, if it takes you 10, 20 minutes to get there, oh boy. So you're going to have to make up a good story and know your fourth grandmother didn't die. All right?
Oh boy.
So that's not going to do it. So, look, we're going to jump into a segment here. We're going to go into conversation about Rooted in Resilience Community Baby Shower. This is Birth
That's
Justice.
a mouthful.
It is. It is.
Ooh, maybe that's a bad choice of words. But
this is Birth Justice and Breastfeeding Awareness Month. And we have Malika Miel Gardner. Did I get it right? All right.
Malika.
Doula and Healthy Start case manager with the New Orleans Department of Health and Human Services. That's new this year, folks. No longer Department of Health, but Department of Health and Human Services. Tristan Eagleton, Doula and Healthy Start Outreach and Fatherhood Coordinator. How about that?
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. All right.
I'm holding my comments till you introduce them.
All right. And Jade George, who is lactation navigator. And I love that.
I never heard that term, but I like it.
I have a couple of friends who are lactation workers. And boy, did I learn a lot. It was like, I thought you were just talking about getting the baby over to that breast. And it's, no.
All 4 of my daughters were breastfed. All 5 of my grandbabies were breastfed. Look, I'm with these folks.
Yeah, right. Okay? Absolutely.
I can relate.
All right.
I can relate.
So we are happy.
I'm jealous because Mama didn't for me. And I'm sure it explains a lot. But.
Yeah, right. Well, welcome to the Good Morning Show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
We really appreciated your making time to come in early to come on with us and our WBOK family of listeners. Tristan, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Eagleton. You've not been to WBOK before.
I have
so
not.
One of the things we like to do when somebody's new to WBOK, or if they haven't been here as a while, is we tell people's title, their name, but we want you to tell a little bit about your story. So, who your mama and them?
Who's my mom and them? Right, the old New Orleans, that's how you introduce yourself. Who your mama and them? So I'm born and raised in New Orleans. Grew up here, went to Warren Easton.
All right.
Uh-oh. The real purple and gold.
Oh,
wait.
He heard you.
The real purple and gold. But
wait a minute now.
But yes,
we allow y'all to wear those colors too.
Oh.
Okay. But yes, just naturally born.
Great school, by the way. Much praise for Warren Easton.
Love it. But just being here just back after Katrina, I moved away. Just being here after Katrina, just being back in the city that I love, the city I was born in.
Yeah.
Just being resilient, it just ties it all in together, and just doing this work, this community work that I'm doing, it just all ties together.
Where'd you grow up as a youth in New Orleans or near New Orleans?
Gentilly. Grew up in Gentilly Woods.
Which part? Oh, Gentilly Woods.
Yep.
Hey.
Gentilly Woods, right behind Community Supermarket.
You know, I know.
Gentilly Woods Mall.
All right.
Just seeing the
which ain't there no more. Now it's the Walmart parking lot, right? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We all remember.
Show how old I am. I went to the Gentilly Woods Theater to see Purple Rain.
Oh, wow.
Jason's like, ooh, Lord.
Yeah, we moved back in that area when Woolworth and stuff was coming up.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
I guess I'm telling my age.
That's all
too,
right. Hey, you still a young brother to us.
I don't know what that means, son. You telling your age?
Jade,
No,
Jade
you're not.
George. Who your mama and them? Where you from?
Hi. So I am born and raised in New Orleans. I graduated from Exana 35 High School.
My mama and my grandmama.
Yes.
35 grads.
Go Run Eagles.
All right.
And I grew up in the Holly Grove area. Went to Merriman Call Bethune for my elementary school.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
So really have been doing community work for about 10 years now. I love being home. There's no place like home. I know Dorothy said it, but there's truly no place like New Orleans.
Does that mean you went somewhere else and came back?
Well, for Katrina, we had to evacuate, and then I stayed in Lafayette for a while. And so yes, but truly never really left.
Yeah,
always been home.
Oh yeah, got it. And Malika. You've been here before, but it's been a little while.
It has been a while, yeah.
So who your mama and them?
My mama and them, we are Southern, so I'm not originally from New Orleans.
That's okay.
I know, but
but that's what we say. But where'd you grow up?
Yeah,
Maybe you were born someplace and grew up someplace else.
So I tell people I am just Southern through and through. I was born in Houston, raised in Atlanta, and came to New Orleans for college. So I'm
black.
Yeah, I know, right? Through and through.
Did I hear her mention Dillard?
Yeah, I'm a Dillard alumni.
His dad was at Dillard.
My mom was at Dillard.
I got my honorary
There
doctorate
would
from
be
Dillard, taught
no
at Dillard.
Will without Dillard, because my mom and dad met there and sparks flew. Here I am.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so going to Dillard, fell in love with New Orleans. Kind of similar journey as far as leaving New Orleans because of Katrina. And I moved back here 7 years ago. Almost 9 years ago.
Oh, wow.
In November.
Time flies.
And so doing community work has something my parents instilled in me. And now being able to do that work through the New Orleans Health and Human Services Department and doing this birth work, it's just been phenomenal. So to give back to the city that kind of nourished me in my early adulthood is truly a blessing.
So talk with us about maternal health care. We hear about this lots of times, but sometimes I feel like people hear it, talk about it, but not really paying attention to it, even in their own home sometimes. We know it's important, but we don't necessarily do it. Kind of like savings. It's like, I know I'm supposed to save, but I'll do it next week.
Right.
I'll do it next month. And I kind of look at maternal health care that way, but really to have healthy babies and healthy families, that should be all the time.
That's step one. That's the key to everything else that comes. The children will be healthier if they breastfed, if they were breastfed. I think they're emotionally in a better place. Then they don't get wrecked like me, wondering why did my mama not breastfeed me? But
you hung up on that.
my baby brother, number two, my mother had 7, but he arrived 13 months later. So I guess there really wasn't a lot of time for her to breastfeed me.
Yeah. All right.
Daddy didn't give her a lot of opportunity to spend time.
So why is this so important?
With just one.
It really is important. It's kind of what you said. It is maternal health care. Birthing and bringing children into the world is the foundation of any society and community. And if women are not surviving, then you have children who don't have mothers, communities that are pained from that. And so it's really something that should be more of a prominent conversation, not just for women's healthcare, but the healthcare of society. And Louisiana, unfortunately, ranks very high for maternal mortality, the death of women as a result of childbirth. So it's something that we definitely have to talk about. Disproportionately affects African American women and women of color. And so we're on the ground floor. The New Orleans Health and Human Services Department committed to really having more conversation around maternal mortality and what we can do to see birth justice in New Orleans.
So who are you hoping to show up for the event? And that's this coming Saturday, correct?
It's actually next Saturday on the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so that's where that rooted in resilience theme comes from, because it requires resilience to successfully breastfeed. It requires resilience to advocate for yourself when it comes to your maternal health care. And then when we think about Hurricane Katrina, there were so many mothers and children that were impacted. So this is, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to commemorate and honor what we experienced during Hurricane Katrina, but also to make that connection between maternal health care.
So, Tristan, we say maternal health care. What do men have to do with that?
Men have a valuable part in maternal child health care. We're supporting the moms every step of the way. So that's a very important piece. And I know when we think about maternal child health, we think about mothers, we think about the baby, but we exclude the father. So we're trying to change that narrative of excluding the father. We're trying to add that father piece into it and building that strong family foundation of mom, dad, baby, creating,
of course,
a seamless environment for the family.
After decades of a society that some would argue, accuse, whatever words you want to use, of going out of its way to intentionally separate black fathers from their children and from their households. That's a good thing. What kinds of things do you do to engender that?
So it's several things. We basically, our marketing everything. We try to add that whole family piece, that whole, just not a picture of a mom and a baby. Try to incorporate that whole family verbiage when it comes to marketing.
I hear
Anything
you.
that we
I
have.
like it. I like
you
it.
know, just to try to promote that whole family unit as one, not
Real men are real fathers,
real
in
men
other
are real
words.
fathers.
Yeah.
Exactly. Had
No
that same
priority higher.
Had that same support groups and
Until
access
grandbabies
for dads as well. Had the same resources. Just try not to isolate families and separate, which we've known society to do over decades.
Okay. Jade, lactation. That's one part of maternal health care. And I know so many people who are about to be parents, and they're talking about which kind of diapers, cloth, or this brand, or that brand. And maybe it's because I'm in the room, but I don't hear they're talking about feeding the baby. What's your take on
That might
feeding
be
the baby?
because of being in the room.
Maybe.
You don't think?
Maybe. I used to be that guy to hang out with all the females and women, and, so maybe it's changed.
He's jealous. They're not sharing with him anymore.
My wife and I have been together 46 years. So, so maybe. Okay. All right. Jade.
Yes. I feel like, I believe that having conversations around feeding is vital. It's as vital as picking a pediatrician. It's as vital as knowing where you will give birth. It's really important. And moving it from just a parenting choice and educating around why it's so important. The bonds that it builds, the community that it brings, the support. And we talk about resilience in a way where, yes, breastfeeding is a resilient sport, right? I like to think of breastfeeding as a skill set that you need to learn. And it's not something that you just wake up knowing how to do.
No.
Just like riding a bike or driving a car, you learn it.
Mama doesn't know, nor the baby, until they figure it out together.
Absolutely.
Right.
And giving them support and patience to figure it out together. And as a community, not just saying, okay, great, we'll take resilience. How do we support them through that resilience? Because resilience doesn't mean that you have to go through it alone, right? Resilience can also mean that how do we create systems of support so that in the times of resilience, in the times that someone has to be resilient, they don't have to turn and they're isolated during that time frame. And so I'm so excited for the baby shower because there will be so many community resources there to really allow people to make educated choices and decisions around feeding their babies, the bonds, the setup for the future that will be able to be created.
So the folks who show up are coming to a glorified baby shower.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We have over 25 vendors, organizations, medical providers that are going to be there who are bringing gifts for the community. We want to thank Rose, Reaching Our Sisters Everywhere, and Robe, Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere. They're having a conference that week.
These are local entities?
This organization is actually from Atlanta. They're
Really?
doing their annual conference in New Orleans, and they've partnered with us to bring this baby shower. Every city that they go to and do their conference, they always want to give back to the community.
What's the name of the group again?
Rose and Robe, Reaching Our Sisters Everywhere, Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere. And so they've partnered with the New Orleans Health and Human Services Department, the Maternal Child Health Department, to bring this event to the community. So we want everyone to come out, mothers, families, grandparents, get the resources. And if you know someone who's expecting a child and needs some additional support, this will be the perfect place for them.
The ideal attendees will be those soon-to-be mothers or future mothers.
Or postpartum.
Even postpartum,
right.
okay.
So Healthy Start.
Because they may be struggling
exactly
as they adjust.
Yeah, they may be struggling with trying to continue.
And they might need a coach.
Yeah, dad may need some additional support and want to partner and get close with other fathers so that he can navigate the challenges that he's maybe enduring because of the changes to the family dynamic. So everyone is invited. Everyone is invited. We encourage you to come out. We'll have the Louisiana Department of Health, all of the internal Health and Human Services entities like WIC, Healthy Start will be there, Family Connects. We'll have Ecker Connects. AmeriHealth Caritas, TCA. So even if you don't have a newborn, but you may be struggling and need some guidance on utility assistance, TCA will be there as well. So again, when we talk about resilience and community, having healthy families,
all part of it.
It's all a part of it. A lot of the issues that we experience with partnering with families is not just birth that they're struggling with. It's not just breastfeeding that they're struggling with. Breastfeeding requires oxytocin, which is the feel-good hormone. But if your rent isn't paid, or
how are you going to feel good?
How are you going to feel good and be able to continue to breastfeed? So we have to create, like she said, infrastructure and support services to make sure that families can actually be successful.
As a journalist, I was immediately drawn to that term, birth justice, because what you're talking about is how we achieve birth justice through the things you were just mentioning.
Yes, sir. Exactly. And, it requires knowledge. It requires confidence. It requires a lot of things, but it also requires a community who recognizes that this is an important issue and that we rally around families. And I love working for the New Orleans Health and Human Services Department. Dr. Avegno is
Jennifer Avegno, longtime colleague, great person.
And Mishan Sadiq, who's over maternal child health and youth and family services. They are on the front lines right with us, trying to ensure that we can bring these services to the community. And this is very unique, the way that our services are offered, because Healthy Start traditionally typically isn't integrated into city government. So for our city government to recognize that there is an issue and to be on the front line of striving to change that through programs like Family Connects, Crescent City DAS, and Healthy Start, I mean, it's New Orleans, and like always with everything.
New Orleans, baby.
We're doing it differently, and the hope is that families can come out, receive the services, but not only that, but also feel the unique love and spirit of community that you can only find in a city like New Orleans.
Especially since Louisiana, and not only New Orleans, but Louisiana in general, still has a tremendous problem with deaths of our children, of our babies. Yeah.
Yep. Right. So again, what's the date, time, and place for the Rooted in Resilience Community Baby Shower?
Yes. The Rooted in Resilience Community Baby Shower is going to be August the 29th. That's a Saturday, next Saturday, from 10.
This Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Katrina.
29th.
You've been traveling. You've been traveling.
Yeah, right. Katrina. Right.
Yeah, the 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Allie Mae Multi-Service Center off of
Jackson Avenue, 2020.
Yes. So we'll have food trucks. There will be diapers and free giveaways. We'll have baby shower games.
Wait, diapers for me too? Oh no, that's a different diaper. I forgot. Different size, yeah.
But there'll be games. We're also partnering with Ubuntu Village. That's going to be doing some violence prevention information as well.
So this really is a community baby
shower.
shower.
It's a community baby shower.
Not
for the
just
community.
for the soon-to-be mothers
everyone
and the
is
postpartum.
This is not your typical baby shower. In other words,
is it going?
But it's with a
to say
purpose.
this is a family baby shower.
Come on, yes, a family.
That's what we love.
Yeah, no, it's not going too far, because in truth, the only way we can have healthy children is if we have healthy family.
Yep.
And healthy family is the driver for healthy community, and that's our goal at the New Orleans.
And it starts from the beginning.
And so, brothers, hear what they said. Tristan, I'm going to give you an opportunity to close us out by giving a pitch to the men why they should be at a baby shower.
Oh, yes. You should be at our baby shower. It's community based. You get to get out there, see other brothers out there. Get the resources. They're out here. We're making a way for men to have those resources. We on the front line fighting to make sure that men are being heard. So it's very important for you to come out here and enjoy the services that we're providing for you gentlemen.
Great work.
All right.
Congrats.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Malika, Tristan, Jay. Thank you for the work that you've already done. And thank you for working with your partners to bring this to our New Orleans community, greater New Orleans community, because other people can come, right? On August 29, 10 to 1 p.m. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for what I know will be a wonderful and very helpful event. And am I correct? It's free?
It is absolutely free.
All right.
Free
Very good.
food,
Very good.
free giveaways,
All
free
right.
fun, and lots of love.
You knew what to ask, right? The magic question, right?
Where am I going to spend my time and my money? Oh, don't have to worry about the money. I'm on my way.
All right. See you there.
All right. I'm Will Sutton with Warren Bell. It is 8:51. If you got somewhere to be at 9 o'clock, you got about 9 minutes. So if it takes you 10 or more minutes, you're going to be late unless you carefully go 1 or 2 miles per hour above the speed limit so that you can get there safely. But please, wherever you're going, watch out for our babies and our kiddos on the way to school, getting off those school buses, getting out of mama and daddy, uncle and Tweety's cars. Watch out for them. And, those big kids, they're walking with their faces in the phone. So watch out for them too, please, and be as safest of drivers, not those crazy drivers, because I know it's not you, it's the other people. All right? 8:52 a.m., we're going to break. Warren Bell, let's try to get a call or two in before we go on. What's that top line number?
Call us at 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
Wake up and join us on the Good Morning Show every first and third Friday at 8 a.m. to hear our friends at New Orleans & Company, the official destination sales and marketing organization for New Orleans and a driving force behind our city's cultural economy. Learn more at www.neworleans.com.
Extended through Labor Day, Louisiana residents get half off general admission to the National World War II Museum. Take advantage of 50% off and beat the summer heat at New Orleans' #1 attraction. Don't wait. Plan your visit at nationalworldwar2museum.org.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of wills, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. It's 8:54 a.m. And don't forget that we have rising heat today. We're going to probably get up to 94, 30% chance of rain. So that doesn't mean you're going to have the rain, but somebody somewhere in our listening audience is going to have rain. And the rest of the week, we're going to look like partly cloudy on Thursday, sunny on Friday, Saturday partly cloudy with 93 at the high, Sunday at 96. So sounds like a decent weather weekend. With
it is Friday. What it is. And, mid-August.
Yep, in New Orleans. So.
The best part that I heard this morning early was we have officially, statistically passed the 3 hottest weeks of every year in New Orleans, which are the last week of July, followed by the first 2 weeks of August. So when the grandkids followed us to Florida a week and a half ago, baby, it was hot out there. But it is what it is. You get used to it.
Yeah.
I'll be cutting the grass again later this week. You got to do it, and you just have to prepare yourself, I think, mentally as much as physically, for the fact that heat is a reality, and you can fight it or cope with it.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, hot, and then hot some more.
Yep. Well, there were some elections in different parts
of
the country yesterday, and thought you all might be aware of some and maybe not others. So Black Republican Brian Donaldson is the Republican nominee for Florida, governor of Florida.
Endorsed by Mr. Trump.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. And white Democrat David Jolly, former National Democratic Party leader.
He was a Democrat at one point.
Yeah,
that's correct.
No, he is a
no,
Democrat.
He was
now.
a Republican at one point, became a Democrat. Got that wrong. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, right. And so he emerged as the Democratic nominee with 62% of the Democratic vote. This is a state that has moved to the right. Donald Trump carried the state by about 12, 13 points back in 24. Governor Ron DeSantis won it by 20 points in 2022. But pollsters are looking at this as a more competitive race between Jolly and Donaldson, with Donaldson being in the league because of Republican registration, but enough angst and frustration that Jolly is running a tighter race than expected in the polls, and now both of them are the nominees of their respective parties, and so we shall see. But the big news out of Florida, something we were just talking about, Democratic Socialists of America state rep candidate Angie Nixon, a sister, won an upset victory over National Security Council aide Alex Vindman. You
that
might
was interesting.
Remember him.
The man who testified.
Testified before the January 6th Commission, and really explosive information and feedback of what happened. And he became a Democratic Party darling. People suggested that he run for office, and he did. And National Democrats helped him raise more than $16 million. His opponent, Florida State Rep Angie Nixon, brought in less than $1 million, and she won.
But it was the message. And so when folks say that there's a problem with the emergence of democratic socialists, they're just the same people talking about the same issues that have been important to those who care about the least among us forever. It's no different from Eugene V. Debs' Socialist Party attempts 100 years ago. Study your history, folks. Nothing you see going on now is new or different, but the difference is we don't seem to pay as much attention to realize, they're playing another mind game with us. You know, we don't always need to attend food festivals and second lines. That's all I'm going to say. Because in New Orleans, we're not talking about Louisiana politics today, but how's that for a bunch of stuff you could chop up? Okay? How we handled it locally with the state, how the state handles it, oh, yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. I'm Will Sutton.
I'm
here
used to
with
this.
Warren Bell. And we're going to wrap up the Good Morning Show and make room for the front porch. And after that, Tavis Smiley, and then the G-Man on the reality check a little later today. So thank you for
Have a great
spending
day,
some
y'all.
time with us. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about
all day long.